afternoon. The first question we wanted to ask you, sir, is how can SaaS companies turn SEO traffic into actual revenue instead of just clicks and impressions?
Yeah, first, SaaS, it's all about money, and every SaaS needs to make more MRR, and definitely more demos, more installment, and more money at the end of the day. So basically it should start with doing a little bit of clicks, a little bit of impression, then the clicks and impression will turn these kind of things into more money. So one of the basic things that you should do is optimize for everything, that we say nice search everywhere optimization. Then once you see what's going on with your business, then you should try to create new content for those pages, or we call it money pages, so you can optimize and fix whatever is holding those pages back.
And we wanted to ask you, what technical SEO issues hurt SaaS website the most without founders realizing it happening?
The problem with the founder's mindset is that they think like everybody is on the site. And I keep saying this. The SEO is about the users to come to the site. Then you have this kind of problem. And if nobody sees your content, nobody sees your site, nobody sees anything, zero impression or very low, zero clicks or very low, so you have a visibility problem. You have an SEO problem. Sometimes they go and try to fix, okay, I want to fix this kind of meta description to target this kind of people, and this first paragraph needs to target this and that. But no, this needs to be adjusted for the user to come inside the website. The moment that you have the website, the user inside the website, then that kind of problem that we want to have as an agency for SaaS companies. The moment that you manage to bring clients in from SEO, from LMS, then it's easier to swift that clients to convert those clients. If you don't have clients to come to your site, you have a bigger problem. And that's what SaaS founders think, that, okay, everybody is on the site and they might don't like this kind of paragraph, they might don't like this image, they don't like this and that. So yeah, fix the FAQ and so on. So it's very important to bring that specific user inside the website. Then you can adjust a little bit of that, a little bit of this. So you can do that with free tools like Microsoft Clarity. Install that if you think that you have this kind of problem, that definitely we want to have this kind of problem. Once you have this kind of problem, you can just adjust it and fix it in a way that you see what's going on. So then you install Microsoft Clarity, you check, because it's free. If you don't like that, you have Hotjar that gives you more data, but it's paid, and others, crazy jar and so on, or similar tools that can gives you this kind of data about what the user is doing once it's on the site. Then you know where to adjust, when to add a paragraph, when to add an image, when to add a video, and this kind of stuff. So make sure you have this kind of foundation in place.
And which SEO metrics matter more for SaaS growth, clicks, impressions, and conversions? ARR, annual recurring revenue?
Yeah. First, we need to push MRR, which is monthly recurring revenue. But you can not push anything if you don't have the foundation in place, which is back to technicalities. Technical SEO is up to you. I've said it 100 of times, and I'll keep saying this. Technicalities needs to be fixed. SEO on your site. So technical SEO needs to be 100. That's no negotiation on that. Once you build that, you can optimize for more. The moment that you get more clicks, you will get more impressions. Definitely, you will get more installments, and that will be a cause to get a better MRR and definitely a yearly recurring revenue at the end of the year. So this is the process that needs to be not only for search engines but as well for the LMS, because we did reverse engineering for those keywords that are already ranking, and we saw that every page that is ranking on ChatGPT, that is ranking on Grok, that is ranking on Perplexity, Claude, and others like Gemini, it has this kind of similarities that their technical SEO is 100%. No negotiation on that. It's great, not good, not medium, but great. And this is something that every founder, every SaaS company or SEO SaaS agency should do.
And why do some SaaS websites get high impressions but very low click-through rates?
First, it's okay to have a lot of impression. That's the first stage that you did a good job in SEO. Then you have a tiny adjustment that needs to get done. If people see your content, because sometimes we have zero clicks strategy because they get this question in AR overview or similar, but the moment that you get a lot of impression, it means that your content is being liked by Google but not by the user. So at least you have 50% chance that you know what you need to fix in the next couple of days and weeks, which is definitely the title tag and meta description. It's not switching to the right audience, because that's what they see. If you get impression, they only see your title tag and meta description. And if you have as some kind of schema integrated, like aggregate rating and something bonus, yeah, definitely they see that as well, like a pricing or price range or something like reviews and so on. Yeah, fix these kind of steps, like in the schema, title tag and meta description, then go submit for indexing, wait a couple of days and start seeing Google Search Console, the impression and clips. Do we have any increase on both?
And how important is technical SEO for scaling SaaS companies?
As I said, I'm a very fan of technical SEO, and you shouldn't leave any stone unturned, which means you should make sure everything regarding to technical SEO needs to be fixed. No, fix like schema is very crucial. You should check that. Google's trying to give that away or remove from Google Search Console, so try to use a little bit of time to still use and understand everything what's going on with the schema. Then also different stuff, that internal linking, everybody ignore that. Not just add random links, but make sure that the pillar page is linked to the other pages as well, other from a home page or blogs and so on. So especially those service pages or the money page needs to be very well indexed and very linked through the internal linking process. So no 404. And if you have an internal link that is already redirects, you should go check that and fix. So everything that we talk needs to be fixed, because that's up to you. That's not up to Google. So you and your developers team. So you go out there and fix that. So you wanna rank.
And what separates SaaS companies that grow through SEO from those that never get real business results?
Sometimes they do SEO in the wrong way. Doing SEO in the wrong way means that SEO is not working for us. But the truth is SEO works for us because it's working for your competitors, and you see that. And so definitely this is something that needs to build trust along the process. As I said, we mentioned a lot of times that reviews matters a lot. So you need to go and check what your users are talking about you in different platforms, and make sure don't try to steal reviews, because Trustpilot can find out that, and they will put that on feature that we have revoked some of your reviews because you're scamming people. And the same can happen in Google My Business or Google Business Profile. So don't try to copy and paste reviews. If you make sure it's very genuine and very real, then you can put that live. If you don't have one, don't rush, because you're gonna hurt the whole process in between. So make sure you have clear foundation so you can move forward.
And what causes strong SaaS websites to lose rankings and traffic suddenly?
There's a lot of reasons that might happen. It's hard to tell without seeing the Google Search Console. But one of the things that we've seen in prop firms industry is that most of prop firm industry, they only care about the product. They don't care about SEO. So for instance, prop firm ads that I personally work with them on SEO, they had 8,000 errors. So they were ignoring the site was working even though, so it's funny, but yeah, it was working. They didn't even realize that, but yeah, that's something that caused a drop suddenly. So that's something that you need to focus on, like fixing pagination issues, fixing like a lot of 404s that you have changed, if you had a subdomain, then you have changed those all internal linking needs to be fixed. And so that's a lot of things like images and some videos or some features and so on. So everything needs to be fixed. And another thing, that the moment that you put an update or an upgrade and you try to migrate to the new site, that's where the whole process of this kind of problem happens and people ignore. Another thing is people think, okay, now we have to add a multi-language site in our own server, and this is where a whole mess happens as well, because from one URL you add 5 as well, and if you ignore SEO, you're going to end up in a lot of mess. So you should bear with the process and make sure you have an SEO expert who knows and have worked with multi-language sites and then understand very well how and which plugins you need if you're using someone or something, and then you optimize. Because if you don't do it in the right place, you will harm everything that you have done in those kind of process. And another thing is that backlinks to those target URLs that you already have, if you switch that, you're going to lose all the traffic and all those backlinks and all those power and authority. And after a few days, your domain rating will go down as well because you no longer have that power.
And how important is site speed, like Core Web Vitals,
It's crucial.
for SaaS?
It's very crucial for SaaS. Imagine a user comes to your site, is checking, like, let's say, prop funding, or I'm talking about SaaS, prop funding industry, and your loading speed is 14 seconds. Would you wait 14 seconds? Nobody waits 14 seconds. So you should go back and try to fix that ASAP, and that's up to you. Your page speed needs to be optimized. Now you can use Claude to help you, to help the developers. So page speed, it's a must that you should go and fix whatever it takes.
And what SEO strategies help SaaS companies compete with bigger brands?
Don't try to follow the process in 1 week or 1 month. They've been investing in SEO and they're not stopping right now just to wait for you. So try to compare with yourself. How was you before you started doing SEO? And then try to understand the complex situation that you are. It's okay to keep an eye on the competitors and competition, but also make sure everything that is up to you is in place, which is still on-page SEO, technical SEO, off-page SEO, as I said, like backlinks and all this kind of stuff. The content needs to be in place, needs to be fresh, needs to be very user-friendly, needs to be answer those questions that the users or your potential clients are making, that not just copy and paste, and it needs to be very human, it needs to be very humanized, so users that are reading that, actually they understand and they got their answers and they're ready to move to the next stage, which is buying your products or you start using your products and services.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.